Does the future ever make you nervous? Does your uncertainty of not knowing what is around the corner ever make you feel less than secure? Most of us like to know what's going to happen and when and where and how it's going to take place. Not knowing can be a scary proposal for most people. The fear of the unknown has always been listed as one of mankind's greatest worries. For example, we go to the doctor wondering what he's going to say. We wait on the biopsy to come back. When people don't give us an answer to our question, all we can do is wait. Many of us have said things like, I can deal with the bad news, but it's just not knowing that's driving me crazy. Well, imagine for a minute that you are Paul, sitting in a jail, and the only thing you've done wrong is tell people that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. You begin to imagine, how is this going to work out? Am I going to just sit here and rot in prison? Am I going to be set free eventually? Am I going to lose my life? That is the precarious predicament that Paul found himself in as he wrote to the Philippian church. He is uncertain about what will happen in his immediate future. Yet as he handles that, he writes this simple statement as we begin Philippians chapter 3, verse number 1. He says, whatever happens, my dear brothers and sisters, rejoice in the Lord. I never get tired of telling you these things, and I do it to safeguard your faith. The word translated, whatever happens, is a summary statement. It's often simply translated, finally. He is saying, with all that I've said before, and as I look to the future, here's what I think and feel. Some would translate the word henceforth. The whole idea is that you can speculate and summarize what you think the future holds, but you never know. At least you don't know the immediate future of what is going to happen on earth and what the outcome of a certain particular situation is. What do you do in that situation? Paul said, here's what you do. You rejoice in the Lord. You might ask, how can I do that? How can I rejoice when I don't know the outcome of my situation? Well, you can rejoice because you know that your fate and your future are in the hands of the Lord. You see, we don't rejoice in the circumstances or even in the temporary outcome. We rejoice in the Lord. Our hope is in the Lord. No Christian can ever find peace if that peace is tied to circumstances. They change more often than the tides of the sea. Yet the Lord is always the same. He is the anchor we tie our future and our faith to, not the circumstances. Some days you may find yourself enjoying all that life has to offer. Other days may be a simple struggle just to get through them. Then again, there are days that are a sheer drudgery to wade through. You feel engulfed by the stress and the enormity of the events unfolding around you. They can sometimes seem unbearable. So if you tie your emotions and hopes to these vacillating tides of circumstantial events, then you're in for a roller coaster ride that will leave you nauseatingly exhausted. If, on the other hand, your eyes are steadily fixed on an unmovable object of faith, then Christ will not let you bob up and down in the waters of uncertainty and be carried away by every wave of disappointment. Paul had learned that. Today, let me encourage you to focus on who God is in your life, not what your circumstance is. Focus on the hope that you have in Him. God has promised to never leave you or to forsake you. He has promised that nothing can separate you from His love. He has promised to work everything that happens to you into a fabric of good. He has secured a reservation for you in His home for all of eternity. Even when you cannot know the outcome of a temporary situation that lies before you, you know the ultimate outcome of your journey. You are safe and secure in His hands. As a result, don't let the bumps and bruises along the way rob you of your ability to enjoy each day. Today, in this moment, in this experience, even if it is painful, rejoice. Grab hold of the joy of the moment and simply trust. That trust will keep joy in your heart when everything else around you is tossed in a turbulent tirade of emotional distress. The joy of the Lord will become your strength. It will carry you through every experience. He will captain your ship. After all, He knows where it's going, and He knows about the future, and nothing about the future intimidates Him. Here's a great thought for the day. My hope is in the Lord, not in my circumstances. Here's a prayer to pray as we end our quiet time together today. Dear God, help me not to focus on the circumstances and the issues around me, but help me to focus on You and who You are and the promises that You have made to me, and give me a peace that passes understanding. May God bless you.